Welcome to Coming In Hot. Thank you live from Airplay Beats for the intro music. We are recording live from Darling New Media Studios in Midtown Sac. Now today, we got a very, very special guest in the building. So, how I met this guy, and we're gonna get his side of the story, but you married men out there probably know, your wife has a friend that she meets, and they cool, they start rapping, and then they try to shoehorn the husbands together, and and they try to shoehorn them, and you never know what you're gonna get out of this husband. But I met this cat, super solid dude. I've seen him go from working for somebody and actually going out on his own and doing that same business. And now he's working on a fitness app that's almost ready to go public. Am I right? I'm not.
You're right.
Okay. So if you don't know who I'm talking about Damian Patterson of Athletic All Fitness in the building, Sacramento. Yeah. What's up, Dame?
What's up, Cecil? How you doing, my man?
Oh, I'm great, man. So let me get your side of the story. What were you thinking about when Diana comes up to you and says, "Hey, I got this couple that I want to start hanging out with"?
Man, it's a low bar. So it's like, do you like sports? Do you like, it's like basic stuff, and then we could take it from there. When I found out you were a chef, that helped. And then I found out you were a good chef, and that helped more, because you're hanging out with a chef and he can't cook. So yeah, man. So you're one of the good ones. I probably say one of the few,
There's a lot of shoehorning when you got the wife. There's a lot of husbands you gotta meet.
And my wife is talkative, is social, and she meets a lot of people. They all got husbands, and I meet a lot of them.
Well, we first met.
You were the keepers, though. You were the keepers.
Yeah. So we met when I came to your job with Cecil's Taste food truck, correct?
Did you?
Remember, you were in the Thomas, right?
Oh, yeah. Is it when I was at the Art Institute?
Yeah. So we went there.
God.
Yeah, this is a long time ago, man. So, and you came up to me and you're like, "Hey, our wives know each other." And I was just like, "Okay," but I never put two and two together or who it was. But that's just how I roll, man. I'm kind of like,
right. I'm glad you remember, man.
Yeah, no, it was a while ago. But let's get into you, man. So you from Sac?
No, I actually grew up in Fairfield.
Okay, so coming from Fairfield, my wife grew up there as well. So how was it in Fairfield?
Fairfield, it's a smaller town.
Very close knit out there.
Very close knit. You can get into a lot of trouble out there. I definitely found myself in my fair share of trouble out there.
Yeah.
And they're just. I would say I had my family's all out there. And I there just wasn't a lot of opportunity out there in Fairfield. I think that's what brought me out to Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I came out to Sacramento when I was about 21.
Okay.
20, and I actually came out here to go to ITT Tech.
Okay, I remember ITT Tech. I remember the commercials.
So I've always found myself to be like technical and tinkering and stuff like that, and I knew I was going to do something with it for a career, but I never knew exactly what. I know I like talking to people and stuff like that, but then I had this technical side. I didn't know where I was going to land. So then I started going to ITT Tech, and I'm like working on motherboards and just doing stuff where it's boring kind of stuff, man. I think I lasted two quarters. And I was just working a regular job after that. So
hey, hold on a second. Okay. Now my audience here, they ain't gonna know what quarters is, man. So I'm gonna tell you guys, 2 quarters is 6 months. All right. All right, keep going.
Yeah, I lasted 2 quarters. So it was like the first quarter is just like how to prepare you to do well. So I didn't really learn much. And the second quarter is when they actually throw you in there and you're like, okay, this is what it's about.
Yeah.
And so yeah, 6 months after that, I was gone and trying to find out what was next. So I went into the mortgage industry for a bit after that.
Mm-hmm.
And from
What
there,
year is this?
oh man, the mortgage industry. I left the industry probably 2006.
Oh, so
Uh,
you were there when the money was flowing. You
well,
didn't get.
I was getting out when the money. I actually got in a little late and then got out
Mm,
really, really bad, like really bad. So the
gotcha.
housing bubble collapsed. Yeah, a lot of people were losing money. A lot of the mortgage companies were closing, and eventually I had to find something different. And
Mm-hmm.
always, I knew I liked talking to people, and I liked. I was on the phone, kind of had some sales with experience with me, and so I ended up doing student recruitment at the Art Institute. So
Okay.
basically, where we're trying to find creative students and chefs, and they would and we'd enroll them into the school, and
Mm-hmm.
did really well with that. And eventually, I was a director of admissions there. And then what was it? I think I was there for almost like 9 years, and then eventually the
Oh, wow.
school it's closed now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was on its way to closing, and then on its way, I had to find something different, and that's what led me into recruiting,
Mm-hmm.
just job recruiting. So the student recruitment and the job recruitment, they shared a lot, and so making that transition from recruiting students to recruiting someone for a job, there were a lot of things that I kind of was able to bring over to that, and yeah, I started working for a local company. With recruiting, there's a couple of sides of it, where there's like the finding people side, and then you got to also find clients that
Mm-hmm.
want you to help them find these people. And really quickly after working there, I had some success on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, after about a year, I was at an age where I was like, if I'm ever going to do something on my own, now's the time. They say when you're going to do something on your own, do something that you love and you're really good at. And
Okay.
happened to be really good at it. I was already doing it. I was already finding clients. And so I was like, if I was ever going to start a business, now's the time. And so I went full on into technical recruiting, but started my own company, Talent Web.
Mm-hmm.
And Talent Web, what we do is we work with a lot of the small and medium-sized tech companies in Northern California, startups. And so basically the way it works, the companies, they all do their own hiring, but at some point they just run into positions where it's like hard to find someone,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't find them themselves. And so they got to go out and hire a recruiter. And so that's where our company comes in. We were working with local companies to find local talent, local companies to find talent outside of the area. We also started working with companies in the Bay Area, and so that went really well because it was really niche, where we were just working on with these like startup small companies. It was fun. I got to walk in there and see what they're doing, what they're building. They were building a lot of exciting things, that are
Mm-hmm.
changing the way that people basically work, that people
Mm-hmm.
do lots of different things. And so, yeah, it really changed, the recruiting side of it. Actually, I'd even include the Art Institute side of it. That's where I started really to figure out, like, okay, like with technologies, there's so many different things you could do, so
Mm-hmm.
many places you can go, just opportunities, and it's funny. People always say that, but it's hard to understand. Like when you see like an app built and it'd be like, there's 50 jobs on that one app.
Yeah.
It's hard
Yeah.
to see what that is. But then as I started, I figured all that out and became a recruiter, it was just really eye opening of just how much opportunity there is in this space, in this sector. So yeah, that was my background with the recruiting. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So what's the difference between a recruiter and a headhunter?
yeah. Well, it's funny, man. A lot of people use them interchangeably.
Okay.
A headhunter for sure is somebody that's like, hey, I need you to go get Cecil, and I
Mm-hmm.
go get Cecil.
Oh, okay.
Or or
Gotcha.
like it's very specific. and I might, call your job or I might call you at home. Like it's very direct. Now, when somebody says they're a recruiter, now sometimes the recruiters do some headhunting, but recruiters are more general. So they know they have a position, they kind of have an idea,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a bigger pool of candidates. When you're
Gotcha.
headhunting, it's not a big pool. It might be like 5 people, and you're like,
Okay.
I got to get one of these
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
goal is to get it filled. And you think of the headhunter, it's almost a little bit. It's like more aggressive, like it's
Okay.
got to get this. We got to get this one person in here, so we can get this job done or going.
Yeah. They walking in with the bag. They
Yeah,
ain't even messing around. They like, here you go. Here's a brown paper
exactly.
bag. Here's your ticket. Come and meet us. Okay. I always wanted to ask you that.
Yeah,
Um,
man, that's a good question.
yeah. So let's get into the app. You got the Circuits app. How and why? Because like you're a beast. You know what I mean? Like you start like because your tech company is only a couple years old,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you got this startup as well, and you sound kind of like me. You know?
Maybe that's why we get along, man.
Like,
Uh,
oh man, like, oh, I got this opportunity over here, but we just opened this one up. Yeah, we're good.
yeah. Well,
No,
something I've been trying to do as I've gotten older is just really just take the ebbs and flows of life as they come.
yes.
And in March, April, life changed for a lot of us and
Mm-hmm.
for everybody, I should say,
Yes.
for
The
everybody.
whole
And
world.
I found myself locked down. I found myself working out at the house, um, new gym, and more time on my hands to do certain things. And I started using fitness apps and started checking them out and looking at the differences. And over the time that I've been doing the talent web thing, I've made a lot of friends, that are software developers, designers, and different things like that. And I started to sort of get this itch that, like, I think I could put something together, an app, that could be like a game changer. What I was finding with the fitness apps was there were a lot of them that were out, and they were just based around like one or two fitness trainers, and then they would build
Mm-hmm.
an app around them. And I was like, well, I was, one of a lot of my friends do the same thing. As like, we go on Instagram and find trainers and save workouts and do all this stuff. We're always trying to find new stuff. And I was like, well, what if I make an app that's sort of like what Spotify does? Spotify has artists, songs, and albums. And so what if I were to take an app, make, circuits, and we have trainers, and instead of songs, the trainers have exercises, and instead of albums, they have circuits that are all unique to them. And someone could take these circuits and put one from one trainer, then after that, do another trainer that's maybe stretching or mobility, different things like that. And there just wasn't anything like it out. So I started working with a designer, started putting it together, started to like come to life. And I'm like, okay, this could actually be something. Started actually talking to some local trainers, uh, filmed some good content, started working with a team. And now, like, when you put together an app, there are just so many things that go into it. So I have a team of people that are helping me do this.
Mm-hmm.
Some are, most are here in the U.S. We do have some that are offshore, and yeah, we're at the point now where the app it's in beta. There's a couple hundred users on it. We're refining some things after feedback, and we're also, another kind of cool thing about the app is there's the software side, and then there's the content side. So the content side is the trainers I kind of talked about. And we're working with a lot of really cool trainers. And just recently we did another shoot with another group of trainers that we're going to be adding some more content for. And so, if you're somebody that works out at home, somebody that works out with just, you just have dumbbells, or one dumbbell, that's all you have. The way our app is set up is you can do minimalist exercises. You could use just what you have, just that one dumbbell or no equipment, or if you're really in shape or just getting back into it. We have something for everyone, but it's basically, a way to like come up with your different exercise, your different workouts for the day, your different circuits, find new stuff to kind of change it up and keep it cool, different equipment. And yeah, that was the kind of the motivation behind the app. And I wanted to use it myself, man. There were trainers
Mm-hmm.
that I like that weren't on any apps. I can tell you, one of the biggest things that when I saw fitness apps are out there, They look very similar. The people on the apps look very similar. And I was like, I didn't want an app full of models. I wanted actual people, trainers. I wanted people of color on the app. I wanted diversity. I wanted all of those different things. And so, being having that ability to put together a platform that wasn't built around a trainer, but a platform that's open for anyone.
Yeah.
And I can put trainers on here that have, that specialize in working with clients over 50 or just kids. And so we have some amazing things we're going to be doing with it. We have some great trainers working with now. We're going to be adding a lot more. And this is a growing platform that, is going to be, really big and continuing to grow.
Yeah, and one thing I think when you first talked to me about this, and the reason, because I'm not a big workout guy. My wife works out. The whole garage is a workout. A gym, and she's out there. 5-6 days a week. But like you were saying, one thing that I always tell her, because she'd be like, "Oh, look at this," and I'll be like, "Babe, like you'll never be able to do that because the girl ain't got no hips." You know what I'm saying? Like she's skinny as a pole. Like, you can do the workout, but it's just not possible. But so I like my ears like really perked up the first time that you presented this to me. And I was like, dude, that you're on to something. And I got really excited about it. So, like, where are you trying to go with this? Is it just something where you just like, cool, this is for my friends, or are you taking over the world? Like, what's going on here?
So, eventually we want to have hundreds, if not thousands of trainers on the app. And, building an app out with analytics and a lot of trainers that are going to be on our platform. Eventually, we want to do similar things to like a music app, where it's like saying, "Hey, you've done this exercise. We think you'll like this one," or "Your friends are doing these circuits. Try these out." And so there's things that aren't in the app now that eventually down the road, it's going to start getting more and more tailored to the users and have an experience of like, "Hey, this is the equipment I have. This is what I'm capable of doing." And it's able to start to curate and to put things together for that individual exclusively. And then in addition to that, just growing the platform. So like right now, when we launch, we won't have like live tracking. Live tracking is like a Apple Watch or your Fitbit or something, but that's something that's coming like right after that release. So it's something that will be growing. And another kind of cool part of it, which was important for me, is that there's a free version of the app. So there's a free version of the app that our users can try out, or our trainers will be like, "Hey, there's a circuit." They'll send a link to the circuit. Somebody could go do that circuit, download the app, and won't pay anything. And that portion of the app will always be there. Now there's a premium piece of that app where, you're going to unlock a lot more features, more circuits, be able to create your own workouts, create circuits. And that's a piece of the app that we're definitely growing and enhancing. But there also will always be a free portion of the app, which is another kind of, cool, unique thing. I don't see a lot of apps that are letting users even try it out now without dropping down like 50, 60 bucks.
I've seen those. I see my credit card bill, so I know, I know exactly what's going on with those apps.
Yeah, they try to hit you with that 7 days free, and then everybody forgets to cancel.
That's me. Yes, that's me with every app.
They know what they're doing, though. They know what they're doing.
Hey, so, you talked about, you're getting a lot of feedback. What's some of the positive feedback that you're getting, and some things that people are like, "Hey, let's work on this, and that." Because, anything that you put out in the ether, even delicious fried chicken, everybody got a problem with it. So what are some of the, like some of the positives, like what are people vibing with? What aren't people liking about the app and things that you're approving on?
Yeah, what's interesting, and you can probably relate to this. It's hard to find people to be honest with you about your stuff. So I put an app out, and I have somebody download it, check it out. And their first reaction is always, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing! Congrats! So proud of you!" I'm like, okay, but can you give me some honest? So that's the thing, is just getting some honest feedback. And I think thinking back to just first, basic feedback is just, the app looks great.
Yeah.
We have, there was a big part of what we did that was just software focused to start. I have a team here, some guys that do software engineering full-time on their own, and they've been working with me. And the app looks great. I've really leaned on them to do some things within the app to make it like stand out. So for like, one thing I'll point out is you can build an app so that it works on both iOS and Android. There's the good of that is that you get it out faster. The other side of it, though, is that you won't be able to take advantage of certain things that an iPhone can do that an Android can't, or an Android can do that an iOS phone can't. So that was one of those things that we, like in development, we were like, okay, we were going to go out of our way to make sure the software was as good as possible. And by doing it that way of making a native app right out the gate. And then, thinking about feedback, getting that feedback, intuitive, easy to use. Those are some of the things that stand out. I've never, like really the combining different circuits, being able to manipulate them that way on the screen. There isn't anything like that. So I would just say that the app itself, easy to use, functional, that was the good. The other side of it was need more content. Somebody downloads my app and they're like, I can't do any of these exercises. I don't have any of this equipment, or just things like that.
Yeah.
Things that, down the road, we're going to get more people, but it's still good. Somebody's trying it out and they're trying exercises and you're like, okay, I need to make sure that I have exercises for everybody, no matter the age, the size, the experience, different things like that. So that would be one thing. See, another one, as far as feedback, well, Android users, man, I got to get that out for Android users. So
I hear you, man. Yeah, they're crazy. Those Android, because my son, he broke his phone, and I was like, hey, your birthday's coming up in like a month. I'll get you a new phone. So I get him the iPhone, I get him the big boy, and then I download everything, get everything transferred from his Android. And the next day, I can't download anything. It's not the iPhone. I can't do it. I was like, there has to be a way. And then, my wife comes through and, kind of teaches us, oh, you got to do this. And now it's perfect. So I know what you're going through right now, man. You know what I mean? But I didn't really know any of this until, we started talking about, you doing this app. Like, I never even knew that you can't do the same thing on each phone. But I guess they have to keep stuff separated because they need to make money on their one thing that they have, correct?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You can put any app pretty much on both devices, but there's going to be some compromise in the software. That's a little thing. So Instagram, for example, that's on one platform, but there's not any really unique things you're trying to do with Instagram. So it doesn't need to necessarily be made exclusively. This, when we were like, hey, we're going to end up trying to plug into an Apple Watch and things like that, then it was like, okay, let's go ahead and make it native to both platforms. So that was a choice we made early on, and yeah, it's helped out a lot.
How are you gonna please everybody, Damian? Because you are gonna get so many people like, I only could get down on one leg to do this push up, like I only have a dust broom. Like
hey, dust broom is fine, man. So, one thing I'd say, I didn't talk about this part enough probably is the trainers. So, creating an app and getting on an app, software development is really tough. It's really hard. It's really expensive. And then also on top of it, like working with people, you don't know who you're working with. So I was really excited to be able to like extend this opportunity for trainers that aren't on apps. And so they get to, it's kind of this, we go back and forth of, we're promoting what they're doing. The trainers are on our platform. They have their own, a lot of them have their own business, their own website. Some of them like selling bands and things like that. So they are their own personality within the app, and we are promoting them, and they are vice versa, bringing users to the app. So the something for everyone, we really do want all those trainers that are out there that can work with different people. And if there's, a trainer that, or say maybe there's a niche or that a trainer has, and we don't have that gap filled right now, that's somebody that we're going to work with. So, I'd say the one thing with our app is we do want to work with the different people. I do want to actually, if somebody is saying those things to me, Cecil, I want to hear about it. I want the feedback, and then I want to hear what they want on the app and what they would like. So I think that I don't think there's anything wrong with those with the feedback and just keeping that going. That's how you build a great product, man. You guys got to stay humble and listen.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I totally feel what you're saying there. Like if you want me, I can start blasting it out. I remember you told me, you're like, oh, give it to a couple, you check it out, give it to a couple, but I got opinionated people around me. And I was just like, you know what, I'm going to wait till the next time, so I'll start handing it out to a few people, so they can check it out. Anything else you want to talk about the app before we move on to top five?
Top five. I think that's really it, man. We're really excited. We're gonna have this app out. Today's end of June, so it's gonna be out officially next month. We're still adding users though to the beta program. So if someone's listening to this, you send me your email address, and I will get you set up to be a beta user on the Circuits app. That's it for now.
Hey, that's awesome, man. And you're always welcome back, but we gotta get over to our top five, Damian.
Top five.
Yes. So for you, since we've been to many concerts together, I need your top five concerts you ever been to.
Okay, so first one is the Rough Rider tour. No. I think it wasn't Rough Rider tour. It was the How High tour. It was Redman, Method Man, and DMX was actually there though.
Okay. Just a side note. Do you remember when we saw DMX sweating gray and we look at each other? I'm so old. Ashanti with the cane, the bedazzled cane at that.
Yes.
Sitting down on the stage singing.
Okay. I totally remember that.
All right, so How High tour.
So the How High tour, that was my first concert where the How High tour was about smoking, and everybody there was, and I had never seen, I was living in Fairfield at the time. So when I came out here, everything was just so new, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever, that was a fun concert. That was definitely a fun concert. I'm actually going to include the one you just said though, because I was a huge DMX fan. That's why he's on my list already. So growing up, I guess I'm still a huge DMX fan. So growing up, so like that concert that we went to, your wife and my wife, we all what was that? I don't even remember what it was called, but I know DMX was.
It was maybe a holiday jam or something like that. It was something jam, because I remember what's that? It was by a radio station.
It was. That was a lot of fun, man. And I just because it was his last concert and the last time I got to see him, I was very aware that when he passed, I was very aware actually when I went that day, I was like, this might be my last time I saw him in concert. I've seen DMX in concert probably like 5 times.
Okay.
Over the course of my life. And
how was this last concert compared to that? Because this is the only time I saw DMX.
I'll give you one more concert that I saw. It was the best one. So I was in Washington. I was in DC.
Okay.
And I was at this club. I think it's Chocolate. I think it was Chocolate City today.
Okay.
But it was like 3 or 4 levels. It was the greatest thing. It was my first time on the East Coast. I'm walking through this club. I didn't know who was going to be there. And I was with a few of my military friends. And then next thing you know, out of nowhere, this guy hits the stage and he's like, we have, your performer's on. It's DMX. I didn't even know he was going to be there. He's like, walks out, and he looked like he was fresh out of prison. It looked like it was like that music video that I think it's called and he's in the tunnel. It's black and white.
Oh yeah, where he just got the dog
Yeah.
and just going just
That's
crazy.
exactly
It's
what the
raining.
concert
Yeah,
was.
that was a good one. Yes. Yeah. He was going crazy on that one.
Yeah. So that's why like DMX at 10. And so what we saw, man, he's doing a little lip singing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I gotta give him a 7 because he was still trying, but
He was trying.
it was different. I was
And
scared when he stood on that box.
And I just heard this. My producer, she told me that that concert he was supposed to headline, but I guess he was in rehab, so that's why he didn't headline. Because everybody, I think we even said, "Why the hell is Ludacris going on last?"
Yeah.
I think that was the only time Ludacris ever went on last, unless he was the only one performing.
Yeah. That's true. Hey, I didn't remember he was there till you said that.
We left.
Oh man.
We left. That's why you don't remember. Our wives were like, "We gotta get out of here."
Yeah, no, I remember now, man. That's funny.
All right. I think you got 2 more.
Okay, let me see. So I love 90s R&B.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta throw Maxwell in there, a Maxwell concert.
Okay.
And let me see here. Who's my last spot gonna go to? I gotta say, this is gonna be a funny one. So I went to a concert in SF with my daughter.
Okay.
She was 16 at the time, and she loves Bryson Tiller. It's a artist. He's pretty known now, and this other artist, Her, was there, and Her was here. Okay, and so the concert, the way it was set up, it was standing room only, and I bought my daughter like these. We all you could do was buy like early entry, so they like open the door, and then it's like go. So
Run, yeah.
it was me and like 200 girls under the age of 20 at the front row of this concert. And
were you knocking them over to get to that front row?
Well, so then I'm being overprotective dad because my daughter's 16 and the other girls are like 19 and they're like being aggressive with get out my way and they're elbowing.
Yeah.
Me and my daughter at this concert, and then she got to see Bryson Tiller for the first time. She's like the biggest fan. Her went on to blow up afterward. I didn't even realize I didn't know who she really was at the time. And she's huge now, and she was amazing. And it was just me and my daughter, and so I think that will always be like kind of a special concert. It was her first concert. She's a huge concert person. I've always been a concert person, but it was our first one together, and I felt like that was the one that made her officially like a concert person.
Nice.
And so we had a good time. We stayed out in SF that night together. It was just father-daughter bonding. Yeah, I got to say that one makes the list.
Hey, man, that sounds amazing. I can't wait for my daughter to grow up, just a little bit more. She's 5 right now, but, we got a great relationship, and I know you do with your daughter as well. I got one more top 5 from you because you're a traveler. So I need to know top 5 destinations from Damian Patterson.
Top 5 destinations. Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. You going to the Usher concert?
I want to. Is that an invitation?
I'm going the 29th. I think, July 29th.
I think I'm going. Let me make sure this came out. You're not talking about tomorrow, are you? You said 29th.
No, July 29th.
Yeah, I'll look into it for sure.
Okay.
We got Las Vegas, San Diego.
Oh, I love San Diego. It grew on me
already. Yeah.
Yeah, it grew on me.
New Orleans.
I think I was just broke when I was going before.
New Orleans is another one.
I haven't been yet. I gotta go.
Yeah, I went down. So interesting story. 9th grade, I went to New Orleans for the Battle of the Bands between Grambling and LSU. And anyway, it was just an incredible experience, coming from California and then going to seeing, HBCUs and just, just beautiful Black people.
Yeah.
It's just a very different experience, and their college system is very different. I had planned to go to school out there. That didn't work out. But anyway, New Orleans definitely makes the list. And what do I say for number 5? Probably Philadelphia.
Ooh, wow. Okay. What's in Philadelphia other than sports and
Well,
cheesesteaks?
so my stepdad's from Philly.
Okay.
Yeah, and so when I was doing a lot of that traveling, it was mostly going out and enjoying the nightlife.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Philly had fun when I was out there.
Good times.
That's all I'll say.
Good times in Philly. Okay. I guess I can't go to Philly alone. I gotta bring the wife with me.
Yeah, there's 2 different travels, like the family traveling and the solo traveling. So yeah, different.
Nice. Okay. All right, Dave. So this is the part where you gotta come in hot. Okay. So
Okay.
like this is anything that's on your mind. It's like it could be politics, it could be funny, it could be anything going on in the world, in your personal life, and other people's personal life. But right now, we need Damian Patterson, Circuits app, to come in hot.
What I would say for anyone listening to this app, if there's anything that you want to do in life, anywhere you want to go, enjoy the journey. That's what it's about. You make a goal and you set that goal and you put it on your wall or whatever you do to kind of remind yourself, but you have to be willing to do the work. You got to be willing to do it day to day. You got to enjoy the process. You can't get in your own way. I think that is just so powerful. Being in the moment when you're doing things each day, because that one piece of actually getting to that goal, it's temporary, won't last forever. But if you can enjoy that process, there's so much that comes from the journey, so many doors that open, so many people you meet. It's how you get there, and if you don't enjoy the journey, you're probably not going to get to the destination. You got to grind. Yes. And I had that instilled in me at a young age, the grinding part of it. I've learned to enjoy the journey and the process more as I've gotten older. And that's really the secret to a lot of the success that, I see and the people see. Is it's not so much of just the idea. It's about having that drive to push it, to get it there, and to just keep your head down and work and stay quiet and humble, and and you'll have time to shine later. But if you grind and believe that hard work will pay off, it will.
Now, Damian just dropped jewels on all you out there listening to this goddamn podcast. You guys over here, like that. I couldn't have said it any more. That shit. I ain't even want to say nothing. That was hot. It was hot. Go ahead, drop your socials. Where can people find Circuits app? Your email, everything that you need to get out there, Dame.
Yeah. So on Instagram, you can find us. Just punch in Circuits app, one word. Athletic All Fitness. You go to our website, athleticallfitness.com. You can check out the Circuits app there. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram if someone would like to join the beta. Just drop me your email. My name's Damian Patterson. And I'm looking forward to some point coming back, Cecil, and talking about the next chapter of this journey I'm on.
Like I said, man, my door is always open here at Darling New Media Studios in Midtown. I know you're right up the street, so you can even drop in here. We could do a show in studio if you want to. But thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I really, really like what you're doing. Thank you for letting me be a part of it, brother. Let's do what we got to do, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Cecil. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for everything you do. And we'll talk soon.
All right. So this is coming in hot. Subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. You can holler at me at Chef Cease. You can come get those delicious hot chicken sandwiches at Nash and Proper, at nashandproper.eg, at Coming In Hot. If you want to drop me something in our DMs here, please come back next week. Listen, subscribe. Love y'all, Sac and surrounding areas. Peace.